We have already completed the module 1 in which we have not seen the virtualization topic, virtualization and hypervisor. Rest all topic if you see we have already discussed in the previous two sessions. So today we are going to see what exactly is a virtualization, what is the advantage of virtualization and what exactly is a hypervisor. So when we talk about virtualization, then we can say virtualization is a technology which is used to create virtual machines or devices rather than actual devices. It and these devices act as an actual device. That's it. So virtualization is basically a technology which is used to create virtual machine or virtual device. If we talk about the advantage, so the advantage is first cost. Saves cost. Second advantage is space, then power or electricity. So these are the advantage of virtualization. So how it saves the cost? Suppose I need 4 server. Okay. So for 4 server, I have to purchase 4 different hardwares. And when you talk about the price of hardware, it will be around 1 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs like that. But instead of buying 4 different physical servers, we'll buy one more powerful server. For example, a normal example, if you are going to purchase a computer with i3 configuration, one laptop, and one laptop with i7 configuration, how much is the difference of price? It will be 20 to 30% more only. It will not be like a double, triple, correct? Another example, if you are going to take a hard disk of 500 GB and a hard disk of 1 terabyte, you see there is a very little difference of the price. It will not be much more. So instead of purchasing 1 terabyte, 500 hard disk, we can purchase 1 terabyte of hard disk and we can virtualize, we can create a virtual hard disk inside it, 2 of 500. Understood? So if you compare the price here, 1 TB SSD price. So generally you see 1 terabyte is around Seagate and ScanDisk Western Digital 5200 something. Okay. Same price I want for 2 terabyte SSD price. So it is from the ScanDisk. From other companies, if you see, it will be not much more. You see here, it is 2 terabyte 4319. Means if you compare in the market, na, it will not be much more. Depends. External laptop hard disk. So in that case, these prices vary. Okay. But it will not be much more. Similarly, if you are going to purchase a server, okay, uh, Dell server price. You see, it is in 50,000, 1 lakh, 1 lakh 50,000. So these all things varies how based on the configuration. Okay, so what we are going to do. So overall, instead of purchasing this hardware physically, if we take a powerful server, inside that we create a virtual machine, we can save the cost. Second thing, if we run one physical machine or inside that one physical machine, if we are running four virtual machines, how much power it will consume? One physical machine, suppose it is consuming 500 watt. If I create four virtual machine inside it, then how much power it will consume? 2000 watt, correct? The hardware is the same, so power consumption will be same. It will not be more. So there we can save our power. Second thing is space. If we take one big server and we create four virtual machine inside it, so which one will take more space? If I take one physical server or inside this if I create four virtual servers, so which one will take more space? Virtual server, because it is having four servers inside it. Hmm? Virtual will take more space, na? Physical will take only one space in the corner. And if we create four virtual inside it, then it will take more space. Correct? So earlier you have one laptop. So you are able to keep it in your bag. So when you joined Linux class, you created one virtual machine inside it. So now you have Windows plus Linux. So you was able to keep your laptop in your bag or it was taking more space? Same space, na? So understood the concept? If you are taking four different physical server, then it will take that much space. But inside a single server, if you are creating 4, 5, 10, whatever number of server, that doesn't matter. It will take a space of only one server. So this is how we save the cost, power and space. So this is the advantage of using virtualization, nothing else. That is the reason when we take any service from AWS, they are giving at cheaper cost. The reason is they are not giving us a dedicated hardware. They are giving a virtual device inside it. They are creating a virtual machine inside it, whatever configuration we say, and they are giving it to us. That's why the cost is less. Is it clear? So entire AWS is working on virtualization technology. Not only AWS, entire cloud computing. Okay? And that is why the cost is cheaper. But these all virtual machines we are creating, it is going to respond like a physical machine. You will not feel that these machines are virtual machines. When you are working with a virtual machine and you don't know what is in the back end, then as a client, as a user, you will feel that I am getting response from individual servers. You will not feel. How this virtualization technology works? As you know, in every computer, we have motherboard, we have processor, we have hard disk, we have RAM. These all components we have. So when we are going to create a virtual machine, we share everything, but we divide processor, RAM, and hard disk plus the network interface card. Okay, the network port we create separate, and that is also not separate. We create virtual port inside the physical port also. So these are the virtualization technology. So suppose when we talk about processor, in your laptop, how many processor you have? Only one. But when you create Linux, you will see you assign one processor to the Linux machine. Correct? When you give to the Linux, then how Windows is working? Hmm? You know about flight? How many engine we have in the flight? Two engines. Correct? Similarly, nowadays the processor comes with multiple engine, you can say. Inside that there is a different multiple core. We say as a core, two core processor. Very long back, when it was Pentium 1, 2, 3, 4. Till Pentium 4, the core was only one. Then the first it launched dual core processor. Dual core processor means hardware is only one, but inside that processor there is a two core, means two machine of the processor. They have put in a single processor. So the hardware part which does all this processing work, that is called core. You can say as an engine of the processor. So dual core means two processor engine is kept inside a single processor. And nowadays, whatever processor we are using is having 4 core, 8 core processors. And in server, it comes up to 128 core processors. Single processor, but inside that there will be 8 core processor. So they are not using the normal processor, they are using Xeon processor. Okay, Intel Xeon. So these processors are used for which one? Server, data centers, you can see. There will be P core, E core, how many cores we have, these all things it will show generally. You see, how many cores it have? 128, 72 cores, 120 core. So this core is what? You can say as a virtual processor inside the physical processor. But it's not virtual, it's just like a machine will be inside that. So every core is capable to perform work of a single processor. Understood? So when the virtualization is done and you are going to create any virtual machine, you are not assigning complete processor, you are assigning core of the processor. How many core this virtual machine will use? How many core this virtual machine will use? Understood this concept? Any confusion? So this is about the processing power. So see, in some it is 144 also. So depend on different model of the Xeon processor. So it is used mainly in the our servers. Now coming to the next, that is about RAM. RAM, you know, it is a single like a stick. Okay. So if you see physically how the RAM looks, so RAM looks like this. You see, these are the RAMs. Okay. So this RAM will be of different capacity. So RAM, inside the RAM, it's not like a processor, multiple core are there. No, we will have multiple RAMs installed on our motherboard. On one motherboard, there can be two slots, four slots, 8 or 16 slots to plug the RAM. Okay, and the RAM can come in a different capacity, 64 GB, 128 GB, like that. So your server can have suppose 128 GB of RAM. Just for an example, there will be more than that also. So it is not divided based on a physical RAM. No, all the capacity, all the RAM is calculated together. Suppose it is 120 GB RAM. From that, how much is reserved? From that, you are going to give to one machine, suppose 16 GB of RAM. So you cannot say like there are four RAM sticks inside it. then I have created virtual machine from this stick. No, it is all together, and from there it has taken 16 GB. Similarly, when you are going to add the hard disk, 2 terabyte of hard disk, and from that you have given 40 GB to your Linux machine or any other virtual machine which you have created. So from that entire hard disk, it has created a virtual hard disk which will act as a separate physical hard disk. Now we understand, okay, in the processor it is already different engines or core. Then who is controlling this separation, allocation of these things? So for that we have one thing called hypervisor. So hypervisor is what? It is a software used to create and manage virtual machines. Understood? So this allocation of hardware device, how much RAM, how much hard disk will be done, and this is completely dedicated. These all things are controlled and defined by hypervisor. Later you want to add more RAM, you want to increase more CPU inside the virtual machine. That also you can do with the help of hypervisor. Is it clear? So this entire virtual machine is created and controlled by hypervisor software. There are two types of hypervisor. First one is called type 1 hypervisor. So type 1 is, it is a thin operating system installed on hardware directly. And the type 2, it is a software installed on any operating system. So the difference is type 1 VMware eXSI. You are using VMware Player or Workstation Professional. So that is type 2, which you are installing on Windows 10, Windows 11. So one operating system is required. Then you can install as an application. So that is type 2. And the hypervisor, which you can install like an operating system directly on your laptops, that is type 1. We also say as a bare metal. Either it is type 1 or type 2. Both hypervisor is used to create and manage virtual machines. Is it clear? So this boundary which is created, that from here to here, the logical area will be for this virtual machine and this will be for another virtual machine, that is created and maintained by hypervisor. Is it clear? So this is your virtualization. Any doubt, any questions? So this virtual hard disk, virtual RAM, these all things are created by hypervisor. So what are the different type of virtualization we have? So we have different type of virtualization, types of virtualization. One, hardware virtualization. Second type is Storage virtualization means the hard disk is same, but we are creating virtualization, virtual hard disk. Then network virtualization means network interface is only one, but what we are doing? We are creating multiple virtual network interface and we are saying this is different, this is different. That is network virtualization. Software virtualization, we have application virtualization. So we have lot of different type of virtualization available, but mainly we have these all. So I hope this virtualization is clear. Any confusion? So because of this virtualization, we get all the services cheaper in the cloud. Even in the general data center or the traditional data center, the company which they are using, they also have this virtualization concept. For example, what they do, they purchase a server or the VMware EXSI device, or some people they directly purchase the software. They purchase hardware, they install it directly as an OS. Then inside that they create multiple virtual devices. For example, I need to take Palo Alto firewall. So if I purchase a Palo Alto firewall along with the hardware, they will charge a lot, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, like this there is a price. Instead, if I take the software, so software is free, only I will take the license. I'll create on my own device, then the price will be very, very less. Understood? So that's why in corporate people are moving towards the virtualization to save these costs. Now the next is what exactly is a marketplace? So as it is a name, marketplace means something where so the place where we can go and buy something. So here in this cloud, marketplace means the place from where we can purchase any software, that is called marketplace. So whatever software you need, whatever product you need, you can purchase from this marketplace. For example, we have Google Play. So what we do with the Google Play? We download any of the applications, or we say the Play Store, Microsoft Store. So from these places we go, we download the application and softwares. Similarly, here in this Amazon, we have marketplace. Now, related to this cloud storage and networking and database. So basically, when we talk about the compute service means we talk about the servers. Okay, means we are taking the service where we can install any software and we can use it. That is compute service. Like we create one EC2 machine. That is a compute service. Okay. Similar to the EC2 machine, we have other services also inside the compute. A storage service. A storage service means I want to store the data. For that, what are the solutions we have? In general, you know, Google Drive. That is what? A storage service. Similarly, here we have S3, simple storage service. Okay. And another is like for the database, RDS. Okay. Network service. So network service means here you want to do your own networking inside the cloud computing. That is virtual private cloud. Means inside the cloud network, we are creating my own virtual private cloud. That is VPC. And inside that we create our own private network, private subnet. public subnet, we create a gateway, we take the private IP, public IP, like these all things we do there. Then we have the database service. So these are the common services used for the infrastructure as a service. Okay? Compute services, storage network and database. Then apart from these additional services we have. Always keep in mind in AWS, whatever things comes as an IT, everything is there. So let us see what are the services we have and the options. So when you are going to log in, so now they have implemented this multi-factor authentication as a mandatory. Multi-factor authentication is what generally we log in with the username and password. Along with that, some OTP. Okay, or you can set one authenticator app is there. So when you log in and you have configured authenticator app, then here one code will generate in every 30 seconds. So when you are logging, you have to put that code and accordingly it will see. So this is the console. So your console, my console will be different because I am already using, so some cost it will show. My account is not free tier account because 1 year passed very long back. So now they are charging whatever I teach and show, for that they are charging. Here when we talk about the service, you click here, here you will see what type of services, all service, analytics service, application integration, blockchain, cloud financial management, compute, container service, where we talk about this Red Hat OpenShift also. Customer enablement, database you see, DynamoDB, Neptune, RDS, Amazon Time Stream. So lot of different services are there. Developer tools, you see, cloud deploy, code commit, X-ray, end user computing, whatever you need. Front end web and mobile, game development, Internet of Things, machine learning, management governance, media services, you see, transcoder, converter, video streaming, kinesis, you see, migrate and transfer to data sync, networking and content delivery, you see, AWS CloudFront, MAP, VPC, Route 53, private 5G, mobile network in your own premises, robotics, quantum technology, satellite related things, ground stations, storage, secure identity and compliance. So this much services we have. That's why I say whatever things are connected with the IT, all the services are available in cloud. Okay. Now, when we talk about the marketplace, so what exactly is a marketplace? You see, AWS marketplace. So digital catalog where you can find, buy and deploy the softwares. So there will be lot of softwares here which you can purchase. So here you go in the left side, you see private offer, discover products. Now it will load all the products. You see what category of product you need. Fortinet firewall, cloud, CloudStrike, Trend, Thundercat, Palo Alto. You see all softwares are there. For this you can deploy and create the device inside the cloud. If you see for my companies also product will be there. You see array networks, APV, So APV, these all are load balancer. SSL, these are the VPN solutions. So understood what exactly is a marketplace. So from this marketplace, what you can do, you can take any software, create the virtual machine for it, and if it is Amazon softwares, then they will give the license and the charge price for that. If it is any other company, then you have to contact to them for the license, and the machine which you are using from the Amazon, for that you have to pay separately to the Amazon in their bill. So I hope these things are clear. Any confusion? So this free tier account you have to create here, and how this management console looks like. So in the next class, we will talk about the management console options, plus how to take a budget. I want to take any service from cloud. How much it will cost, monthly, yearly. So these all things cost explorer we will do. What are the plans we have, saving plans, billing console, how the bill comes, how we can pay, how to monitor the free tier account uses. We are using free tier account, but everything is not free, and you might get a bill. One of my students, he got a bill of 500 something dollar. The reason is I was teaching something else and he is trying something else as a service here, and he has subscribed, and immediately some notification or something type like that monitoring tool he has activated, and for that only it was $500, and for the remaining 60 $70 are for other services. So like that also, if you want to explore, no problem. And nowadays AWS are not adjusting any bill. The problem you will face is once they generate the bill and within the given period, if you are not going to pay, your account will get blocked. So you will not be able to use the service. And creating account is not easy nowadays. They do lot of verifications. So that is why don't explore here and there initially when you don't have any idea, because in free tier account something are free, not everything is free. Okay. Like in the 2 days back I was teaching NAT gateway. So in NAT gateway there is a one concept of elastic IP. Free, this is public IP. I told all of them very clearly it is a chargeable. So you practice it and immediately release that IP also and get it. Some students they have done, some they didn't do. For them the bill is there. So if you see here, for me also there is a bill. Then we account. So it will show you where what is the bill, and this bill is for which services. Like here the upfront it is showing how much, $0.23. So whenever I teach, immediately the first thing, so charges by service. You see 0.19 for what? Elastic Cloud Compute means EC2 in the region North Virginia. You see NAT gateway, I have used 3 hours for that 0.14. Okay. Data processed, no charges is there. Now you see cloud compute running. What I have done? On demand T2 micro instance I have created for Windows. I have used almost 2.558 hours. How much is the charge? 0.04 US dollar. So the charge will come. See, virtual private cloud. I am creating the network. Idle public IP before was idle. You see, in use, and accordingly they have charged. For idle they have not charged. In use 0.01. So initially in your free tier account, something are free, but not everything. So where the things are not free, I will explain in the class. So whenever you do practice, make sure you activate, do those things fast and immediately delete it. So that if it is charged also, it will be under 100 rupees. Like 0.01, 0.02 dollar means it is very less. So that we can afford. We can pay 100 rupees, 50 rupees. But when it comes $500 means 50,000. So don't explore here and there without knowledge. If you don't have idea, don't explore it.